question is, what's the wildest thing that happened in a business meeting? There was a board meeting I was in, and he came in as an expert in hamburgers, and he just went on about this was wrong, that was wrong, that was wrong, and I actually went, stop, that's enough. Thank you for the person who did the question on PR. PR is really critical. You pay for PR and you pay for advertising. Now, nothing is better than other people saying how good you are. So PR is a really important part of it. But PR is not complicated. You know, I was a publicist for 2 years for United International Pictures and I wasn't trained. All I did was ensure that I understood that the journalist needed to fill this paper, or magazine, or blog, or Instagram, whatever they needed to fill. So I had to give him or her something interesting enough for them to use it. And I made their job easy. I gave them photos, I gave them the story, I gave them the contacts, I gave them the interview. Put yourself in the shoes of the journalist. What is something that they would find interesting to write about? It's not that hard. All journalists have an Instagram account. All journalists have an ability to contact them so they can get stories. So don't overcomplicate PR. It's necessary, it's critical, but just do the work. The question is, what's the wildest thing that happened in a business meeting? There was a board meeting I was in, and he came in as an expert in hamburgers. And he just went on about this was wrong, that was wrong, that was wrong. And I actually went, stop, that's enough. I just said, it's time for you to start listening and stop talking. Your opinion means nothing because you haven't done the research nor got the respect from the people to actually warrant having a comment on it. So I think that hopefully, I said to him, I don't know what your wife does, but your wife should have told you to talk too much. He said, my wife does tell me to talk too much. I said, you should listen to her. Be respectful. You know, if I go in, if someone asks for my advice, you know, don't come in as if I'm Miss Know-it-all, but listen, because quite often some of the stuff I'm talking to them about, they're probably politely listening to me, but if I'm actually just bleating at them and telling them how to suck eggs, they won't say anything because they're polite, but it's not respectful. So I think listen is really important. Okay, the question was, what would I say to a university student to build a life to become a CEO? The same as I'd say to anyone, whether you're a university student or not. You know, understand what path you want to be on, work for companies that can help you get there, do a great job, do extra curriculum to actually skill yourself up to set yourself up for the CEO role. Ask the founder of that business, what does it take to become the CEO? And what path can you be on to get there? And just keep at it and you'll get there. So the question was, what was the one unconventional thing I did that was a game changer in the business? I think was taking away the stigma of education. It was mainly just purely hiring on grit, determination and style and type. And just going away from that and enabled me to get a team of absolute dynamos. Not taking away from the fact that the team that I had, you know, probably did go to university or probably did some sort of education, but it wasn't a criteria. We gave people opportunities based on who they are, not what education they had. So I think that enabled us when in a world that people went, you need to have a university degree to have a career with them. It was great because that enabled me to have this pool of incredibly talented, motivated people that came to work with us, which meant that we could create a business that was incredible. The question was, what was my experience like on Celebrity Apprentice? I really enjoyed working with Lorna and Nick. They were great. Lord Sugar it was a bit of a challenge working with him because he was an interesting character. But, you know, once again, I really enjoyed working with the people who were on the show, because what we got them to do was incredibly hard. So I actually loved it. I really enjoyed it, and I really admired the contestants because they would work till 2 or 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning to get their job done. I was so super impressed. So no, I really loved the Celebrity Apprentice. It was fun. Guys, thank you so much for your questions. I actually really appreciate them. Actually, it's probably my funnest thing to do is answer them. But you have any more? Please put them down below. I will get to as many as I can. We often look at them and if we sort of clump ones that are sort of similar. So hopefully I get to answer your questions, but thank you so much for taking the time to care.